Appreciate the call. Let's go to Barry now. A lot of people calling from Vancouver tonight. Hi, Barry. You're on Ground Zero.
Hey, I'm here to talk about global warming.
Yes, go ahead.
You know how they say that how in Antarctica the glaciers are supposed to melt and supposed to flood the world?
What's supposed to flood the world? The glaciers?
It's supposed to melt.
Mm-hmm.
Flood. Well, if it's supposed to flood, I guess I watched this show yesterday, and I guess that if the glaciers flood, it'll flood the entire world, then it'll be another ice age all over again.
Yeah, global cooling.
Yeah. So
which is, by the way, 30 years ago is what they said was going to happen. Now they're saying it's going to heat up, so they don't know themselves. Once again, it's fire and ice, just like Horbiger talked about with the Nazis.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up in history. You'll see that I'm not just talking out of my head. I'm telling you the truth. I wouldn't lie to you, okay? Thanks for listening, man. Appreciate that. Global warming, and that's the thing, is that I don't know if there's anybody out there. It looks like you're outnumbered, people who believe in it so far. I mean, 1-800-344-KUFO, 1-800-344-KUFO. It's true. Intellectual honesty. Let's go for it. Cold all over the country. Cold in England. You take a look at the satellite picture that I have on my website. England is dusted in snow. Vermont, okay? Vermont had snow. Here, let me play you something. I'm going to play you a report. This is a report of Beijing, China, talking about their snowstorm in Beijing. I want you to give a listen to this before we go to break. Go ahead.
It's one of the busiest parts of Beijing, but even Tiananmen Square was hard to cross when heavy snow hit the Chinese capital. Snowplows were out in force, but most people spent the New Year holiday indoors, apart from a few hardy youngsters. Thousands of us were stranded as snow closed airports and train stations. 4 out of 5 flights from Beijing's international airport were cancelled.
I came very early because of the snow, hoping to catch my plane, but according to the airport, my flight won't leave today.
Other cities in the region were also hit. Several motorways were covered in deep snow as temperatures dropped to a chilly -14 degrees Celsius. Even the snowplows found it heavy going, and local authorities warned that around 350 kilometers of the region's roads were blocked.
There you go. That's Beijing, China. Okay, that's a report from Beijing, China. All right? And, it's not just the United States. England covered in snow, Beijing covered in snow, Seoul, South Korea buried in snow. Vermont had 38 inches overnight. That's a lot of snow for Vermont overnight. So, there you have it. You have all these weather forecasts, and people are saying, well, it's not fair. It's not fair. You're talking about it in the wintertime. Those are just winter things. It's just a fluke. No, it's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. It's happening, okay? And that's the thing, is that, we had a cool summer. I even mentioned summer. Summer's cooler than normal. We have this harsh frost that's moving all the way down in the Gulf states. Where is global warming? Looking for intellectual honesty. 1-800-344-KUFO. That's 1-800-344-KUFO. I guess you can't argue that global warming exists, but I'm throwing all this at you. And once again, I'm no scientist, but keep in mind, neither is Al Gore. I'll be back.
Carbon dioxide is odorless, tasteless, and invisible. We have to make it visible, and we have to put a price on it. Now, there are 2 ways to put a price on it. I mentioned one, which is to eliminate the payroll tax and replace it with a CO2 tax. I strongly believe in that.
I think that we ought to eliminate the taxes on employment, the payroll taxes that discourage jobs, and make it up dollar for dollar. No tax increase, tax revenue neutral, but eliminate the payroll tax, make it up dollar for dollar with pollution taxes.
I'm Clyde Lewis. This is Ground Zero. The terrible lie that is global warming. We're talking about that tonight. Ecotheism and the idea of the global warming cult, and how it's just annoying that, in the face of everything that points to the idea that we're not experiencing global warming, they still push it on us. They're in our face. It's like a religion. It's like if you're an atheist, you don't want to hear about God anymore. I don't want to hear about global warming anymore because it doesn't add up. It just doesn't. And I want some intellectual honesty. I want people to grow up and realize that the people who are telling you that it exists, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money to make off of you. Okay? You know, go to places like We Are Change Portland. They'll tell you about it. They're an organization. You know, you just look them up on the internet. We Are Change Portland. They'll tell you all about it. Go to Mark right now. Let's go to Mark, calling from Kelso. Hi, you're on Ground Zero.
Hey, Glad, what's going on?
How you doing, man? Good to hear from you.
I called in about a couple weeks ago, back when you were talking about the spiral.
Yeah.
I had a thought going through my head connected back then was I called in and asked about kind of about a movie, and you said that the movies were just a way of the government's way to like get the idea in our heads. So
Predictive programming. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I thought of something that had to do with global warming. It was a movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah, that was all about that. That's true.
It was the aliens got mad at us because we're destroying our planet, and then whatever. It was just.
Remember the line he said? He says, "If you die, the Earth survives. If the Earth dies, we all die."
Yeah.
In other words, kill yourself. You'll save the planet. I don't think the planet's going anywhere.
No, it's not. Planet's fine.
Planet's been here how many years? Couple billion?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to matter.
Ooh.
And that's the whole point, is that, you know, global warming and global sustainability, you know what there actually is? It's all about putting you out of the equation.
Yeah.
Humans, get them out of here. We don't want them around. And you know what? They're the ones that are going to be pointing the finger and saying, get rid of that human, that human, that human. You know what that is? That's called eugenics. Yep. That's called eliminating those bottom feeders that you don't like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's all...
It's called Nazism.
Yeah, and the saddest part is that I used to be with someone who believed in global warming. I used to read popular science and look at all these statistics. Well, you know what? I went and try to do my own research and try to look it up through their resources. Mm-hmm. Resources didn't exist. The magazine, most of that magazine is fake.
Oh, I know. They fake a lot of stuff. There was something that I caught. It was called The Natural University, saying that all these earthquakes that were happening had something to do with global warming. No.
Atmospheric, not seismic.
I know. Thanks for the call, man.
No problem.
All right, let's go to Brittany now. Hi, Brittany. You're on Ground Zero. Brittany in Portland, you alive?
Yep.
What's up?
How's it going? I'm a biology student in Portland.
Hi.
And I have to say I'm kind of against you. I'm kind of for the whole global warming thing.
Why?
Because I've learned from the real scientists, not the corrupted ones that are there to make money off of us.
Who are the corrupt ones and who are the real ones?
Well, I'm talking about the ones, like the ones we've heard about recently that are, fudging numbers, things like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of theories out there that you have to kind of consider before just totally knocking the whole thing. Like,
right. Do you know anything? Do you know anything about sun cycles and geological clocks and how there haven't been any real sunspots on the sun, so that would indicate a cooling period to about 2015?
Yeah. I mean, that's totally possible. One thing, though, that I learned is that if you look at the cycles of how everything goes with the Earth, we go through cold spots and we go through warm spots. Not whole global warming, but just cold and warm spots, like how the ice age happened.
Right.
Right now, if you look at the cycles of where we are, we're technically in an ice age.
We're heading there. Yeah.
And if you consider that, it's kind of like global warming could be the only thing that's keeping us from freezing.
So what you're saying is that you're hoping for global warming so that we don't freeze to death.
Well, right now, I mean, eventually it would totally screw us.
But see, let me tell you, Brittany. I want to point something out to you, though, Brittany. Okay.
Against the whole commercialism of conservation that seems to be happening.
Yeah. Like you're right.
I mean, the first part of it is reduce, and it seems to be like they're telling us, we need to buy all this stuff in order to conserve, which is totally bogus.
Right. So that's the part of global warming that I think is bogus. That's the part of the whole science that's really made up, and it's called potential science. It's really not true. So, Brittany, I mean, you're for the people who push global warming. You're against them.
I'm for global warming. I mean, I believe it's true. I'm not for the people who are pushing it, of course, because everybody can believe whatever they want.
Right.
I think it's true.
You think global warming's true?
Like I'm not going to try to.
Okay. I'm just a little confused. I know I'm running out of time, but on one hand you're saying that global warming, yay, and on the other hand you're saying nay. Makes me wonder if you're just kind of an agnostic about global warming. Is that right?
Well, in a way.
Okay.
I mean, it could be totally bogus.
Agnosticism's fair.
But I do believe it.
Yeah, agnosticism's fair. I can give you some agnosticism. Yeah. We'll just see how your agnosticism holds out when they tax the hell out of you.